Hey team, this is Dr. Bontrager here. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what you're going to see when you log into the class. This is an online course, so you need to log in. This is a cross-listed class. It is the spring of 2019, and this is Research Methods 4316. It's an undergraduate course, and typically this is what you're going to see when you log in. You're going to see the announcements, the units. There's always going to be a resources, and you have additional readings. So I'm going to kind of walk you through units 1 and 2, and then I'll show you the rest of the content pages that you'll see when you log in. So units 1 and 2, this is a combination of our first week, our current week of class, as well as our second week of class. So this is a combined unit. Every unit is going to have a checklist. The checklist will typically appear at the very top of the unit. Make sure that you read it first. And let me just make a quick note here. When you embed an audio or a video file into Blackboard, being able to shift things around within a unit becomes somewhat tricky. Sometimes it will work and sometimes it will not. To give you an example of what I'm talking about, if I wanted to move the unit checklist ahead of introductions, there's usually a way for me to do that. But in some instances, once I embed a video or a audio file, I cannot manipulate the order of each module in the unit. So sometimes you may have to look down a little further to find the checklist, but do read it first so you know exactly what's expected and the timeline that you're expected to do the work in. For this unit, you need to read chapters 1 through 3. You need to complete the city activity, complete the article review activity, listen to the podcast on research methods, participate in the discussion thread, and review the final syllabus and complete the Where's Waldo activity. A couple notes on these. Podcasting. I love podcasts because you can listen to them anywhere, the car, while you're running, at the gym, at work even, the shower, wherever you want. And in my experience, students become a little nervous or anxious about research methods simply because it's kind of like learning a new language. The terminology is different, the concepts are new, and anything that we can do as a team to reinforce those concepts and those terms and review them and apply them and hear good examples of them, that's all going to reinforce your learning. So every unit is going to have at least one podcast that you need to listen to. Usually they're pretty short because they're specific. So it's not going to take you very long. Download it. You can usually listen to them through iTunes, through an app, or you can go to the main website. If you don't use Apple products and don't use iTunes, you can still use the podcast by going directly to the web page. Discussion threads. This is obviously a big part of the grade. This is an online class. Everyone has to participate. So you'll have at least one discussion thread in each unit. In this one you have 2. You have introductions, which you see right here. So let's talk about something quirky and interesting. My introduction, I gave you kind of my background. I gave you something kind of quirky. But something else that's kind of quirky about me is that I'm a little bit obsessed with having a law enforcement grade stun gun. And I've been fairly obsessed about this for several years. I have lots of law enforcement folks that I work with, and I'm always asking them to get me one. And recently, a colleague of mine in law enforcement explained the process of how you get a taser, a law enforcement grade taser, and he advised me that I would need a diaper for that. And after careful consideration, I decided that my obsession with the taser was not worth me wearing a diaper and allowing someone to tase me. So that's my something quirky. On to the final syllabus and the Where's Waldo activity. The final syllabus has been updated. In the initial one, I did not have a spring break in there. So great news, everyone has a spring break. And you do need to complete the Where's Waldo activity. That activity is like a contract between the two of us. It tells me that you read the syllabus and understand it. If you don't understand something in the syllabus, please reach out and let me know. I'm super accessible. I can't say that I get everything done quickly, but you can reach out to me at any time, and I can't fix what I don't know about. So if there's an issue or a question or a concern, or you need some clarification, so you just got to send me an email or give me a call. Let me know about it. So the article review activity, the directions are posted there. The article review activity is meant to be a pre and a post test so that you can see your growth in the class and being able to assess actual research articles. And the city training is also listed. City training, this is so that you know the procedures and policies in place for conducting research with human subjects. Please make sure you review the directions because I don't want you to take the wrong module. Just make sure you have the right one. It's the basic human subjects research module, and you want to take the one that is for the social sciences, not biomed. You're not doing any biomed research in this class, so don't take that one. Take the one that's for social sciences. You're going to upload your city certificate here. This is the podcast that I'd like you to listen to for this week. And then finally, here's the final syllabus and Where's Waldo activity. I will be posting the second discussion board for this unit here shortly, so you will see it. On Monday, you'll see it pop up. That's when it'll be available to you. And just in case I didn't mention it, all units run from Monday at noon to Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So keep that in mind, that you're going to see content on Monday at noon, new content that is, and whatever's on that checklist needs to be done by that Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That's always the due date. So that's what you'll see in the units. Every unit will look pretty much like this one. So let's check out the announcements. I send a lot of announcements in the class because it's my primary way of being able to keep in touch with you or send you information that I think that you need. So the first one here, contact information. It says ryan@tarleton.edu. That is my email address. Ryan is not my last name. My last name is Bontrager. So you can call me Dr. Bontrager, you can call me Dr. B. But this is my correct email address, and my personal phone number is also listed for you. As I mentioned in the overview of the syllabus, I have no problems at all with you giving me a ring. If you got a question, we can usually resolve it in a 30-second conversation. Don't text me. If you do text me, I'm not going to respond at all. I just cannot keep up with my personal texts and professional texts, so I just don't. No texting. Email. This is the primary way that we need to communicate. Not that I don't want to talk to you personally. I really enjoy talking to students on the phone, but it's nice to have that email record of whatever it is that we're conversing about. So email first. Call me if you need to. No problems with that at all. Do not text me. Final syllabus and welcome. I just recently updated the syllabus, like I said, so you guys have a spring break. Yay! And there's also this audio overview here. You can click on this link and it'll sort of take you through the syllabus. And this is the final syllabus here as well. And make sure you check out units 1 and 2 so you see all the welcomes and all the different announcements. So the first thing I want you to do when you come into the course, you log in, check the announcements. I will generally check the box that says send this announcement out via email immediately. Every now and then I forget. So there could be an announcement up there that you haven't actually gotten an email for, so just make sure you check and see if there are any new ones. Of course, the newest announcement's going to be at the top of the list, so just make sure you keep up with that. The other items here on this list, resources, this will be added to over the term, but this is what's in it currently. You have some free links. I really believe in free resources for students. I know books cost a lot of money, and so I always try and provide YouTube links or podcasts or any kind of other materials that I can upload so that it reduces the cost to you. So check that out. There are dozens of YouTube links. If you ever come across something in the book that you don't, you're like, I don't know if I quite understand that, Google it. There are probably 1,000 different platforms that'll tell you what the concept means and how to apply it and how it's used and when it doesn't work. So, something as simple as that, you can use that to to look up anything in the course that you want to know more about. Writing and citing, here you're going to find some resources. I'm just going to click on it real quick on, how to write, especially how to use APA formatting, American Psychological Association formatting, which is required for the course. There are also some tips for online communication, and I really want you to review all of these, but especially the when to cite presentation. I have had very few examples in my 20 years of teaching of students who are actually cheating. That is, they're using someone's work and they're presenting it as their own. I do find often that students are unfamiliar with how to cite and when you have to use citations or when you have to use quotation marks and how to do that appropriately. So please do take a look at that. And if you have any additional questions, again, a quick Google search, and I'm sure you'll find 5 dozen different videos or podcasts or any format that you like learning in. I'm sure you can find something on how to cite and when to cite using APA. So let me just go back out to resources here. The final syllabus is also attached. I will be adding a folder to resources that is just on your literature review, because there are very specific guidelines about what the literature review needs to look like in this course. Those criteria are not mine, they are course specific. So you will have my guidelines as well as the course specific guidelines, and that will be in a folder called literature review, which is your final product for this course. So that is coming, and you may see new content in here as the course develops. If I need to add content, I add content. And then finally, additional readings. There are a lot of additional readings in the class. I would love to tell you that I'm 100% positive that every additional reading listed on your course syllabus is in here, but it's feasible that I didn't include one. It's feasible that one of these files won't transfer correctly or won't open right or whatever it is. Again, I can't fix it if I don't know about it. So if you see something you're supposed to read on the syllabus and it's not listed here, or you can't open it for some reason, just shoot me a quick email and I'll get it fixed for you. Not everything on this list is applicable to your syllabus. This is something that it's a standard file that I put into all of my research methods classes. So there are a couple in here that are for the graduate course only. So there are some in here that you'll see that you don't have to read. But the ones that are listed on your syllabus are required reading. So come in here, download, and enjoy. And any additional readings, if I have to post some more, they will be put here. So just make sure that you check it. If it's something's listed on the unit that is new, it'll be posted in this folder for you. So that's a brief overview of what you're going to see every time you log in. Again, welcome to the class. I'm super duper excited, and I hope everybody has a good evening.